I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Ha Rakah Kwadash. Double honors unto our apostle elders, which rule Great Millstone Well, and Shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure unto the end. Shalom wa abba. So, this shows that the wicked, the so-called Caucasian, the red devil the Bible speaks of, all right, they're wiser than Daniel. As you can see in the subtitle, which Esau's, what is the word for him, scholars have put into the Blue Letter app, it says in the bold black letters, it says Zion corrupted, which is talking about the Israelites, to be redeemed. All right, Zion corrupted to be redeemed. Now I'm going to try to pull this up. So right here, I put it in Google. Zion corrupted to be redeemed. What does it mean? This is the AI overview, and it has over 7 sources that it pulled this information. It said the phrase Zion corrupted to be redeemed refers to the idea, particularly within religious contexts, that a place or people, which we are a place and people, all right, wherever we are, all right, we are the Israelites, which is known as Zion, all right, a monument to Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, all right, we're a monument of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, all right, and it says, representing a people of our power, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai, are a spiritual center, like Jerusalem. You know the name Jerusalem? It means city of peace. New Jerusalem is with Zion, which are the Israelites, and it starts with the elect men. All right, and anywhere we are is Jerusalem, because we are Jerusalem. So the promised land, though, is the land of Israel, biblical promise. All right, now they messed up the border, so it's not just that little piece of land that the small hats occupy. It's from the Nile River to the Euphrates River and everything in between. All right, and really the world is ours, but that's the headquarters. All right, it says has become corrupt, but will ultimately be restored to righteousness and holiness. We've been exiled out of our land, all right, and scattered throughout the world and told lies about ourselves that we're so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which are not a people, but are now the people of Israel, Yasharallah, the princes of power. This restoration or redemption is often linked to divine intervention. Yahweh Shai, Yahweh sent Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai was crucified, died, paid for the cost of us sinning, which the wage of our sin was death. He paid for that. All right. He paid for the wage of our sin, which was death. It says justice and the repentance of those who have strayed, which Yahweh Shai himself said that he came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. All right. Now it says in Revelation 14, it says, verse 1, and I looked, and lo, a lamb, Yahweh's son, Yahweh Shai, was that divine intervention, stood on the Mount Zion, the Israelites, the monument of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai on the earth, and a monument of righteousness to the Lord, all right, of his righteousness. And with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads, and also Yahweh Shai's name. It's Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai. Yahweh said you have to honor the Son to honor him. All right, and you find that the Lord's Son is in the volume of the text, the scriptures. He's here spiritually amongst us, but soon he'll be here with us literally, and that'll be the day of judgment. All right, and he's going to avenge us on this place. Okay, now Why would he avenge us on America? It's for the hatred that they have showed us. All right. So it says, how is the faithful city, which is the city of, talking about the Israelites, Jerusalem, become an harlot, following after the idols of the heathen? It was full of judgment, righteousness lodged in it, but now murderers, which it tells you he has a problem with the inhabitants of the land. It says in Hosea 4:1, hear the word of Yahweh, ye sons of Israel, for Yahweh hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, nor mercy, nor knowledge of our power, Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, in the land. By swearing and lying and killing and stealing, which it should be murdering and stealing, and committing adultery, they break out and blood touches blood. You got Israelites killing Israelites. All right? So the Lord is going to destroy the wicked and them that do wickedly. Malachi 4 verse 1, for behold, the day cometh when Yahushai will return to save Jerusalem, which is New Jerusalem now, that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith Yahweh of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch, which eventually the Edomite is going to be made extinct, the so-called Caucasian. It says in Obadiah verse 15, it says, for the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen, when he will send his son Yahushai back. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. All right. So the heathen are going to be given to us, and they're going to be our slaves, and we're going to pay them back. All right. We're going to pay them back for what they've done unto us, which is a righteous thing in the eyes of the Lord. It says in 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 verse 6, it is a righteous thing with our power, Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai, to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you, which Esau troubles us. I'm going to give you an example.
Take your black ass out of here, you fucked up. Don't come cussing my door, motherfucker. Fuck you and your phone. Get your fucking ass.
Yeah, so you see that the Edomite, he actually stepping to Jake. You know? He's actually stepping to him, man. Following him. All right? And really, well, he was on their property, you know, so they do have the right to tell him to leave the property. But once he got on the sidewalk, all right, if he would have, you know, stepped to him again, he would have been liable to put him down. All right? But no doubt, you know, this Jake, you know, he recorded it, you know, probably went back and told the boss, yeah, well, this is what happened when I went to this home. I ain't going over there no more. You know?
Get off my
property
now. Get the fuck out of here. Record that shit. Come back again, I'll fucking hang your ass.
Now. Good. I hope you show your employer. Show your employers, because this is what your employees do.
You dumb fucking nigger. It says no soliciting. Get your black ass the fuck out of here. You come back again, I'll hang you.
Don't go over his house either.
You know what?
All right, so this is an example of what we're going to pay you back for. Okay, as you heard him say, he was going to lynch this Jake. Jake goes back to Jacob. We are the Israelites, the sons of Jacob's, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian, which have been scattered throughout the world in slavery. And as you can see, the two Edomites, they're red. They're not white. Like the male, he has a white shirt on, and his skin is red. He is a red devil. She is a red devil. She's more red than he is. All right? But they're not white. They're red. And they persecute the Israelites. All right?
So what I was saying is that I don't understand what we have to do to find a middle ground with things that just aren't.
You talking about police officers or just
police officers and humans in general? We have to find a middle ground so that, and I don't know if it's on the top of the chain, the middle, or on ground level with me and you, but we got to get to a point where when there's an APB out on someone that we kind of exactly look at what it is and not pull over random people. I'm not white or Mexican, y'all. Clearly.
No, I hear you, and that goes out of the way. Mexican.
Right.
I'm not going to get
no
into that
offense to any whites or Mexicans. You're white. I'm black. I love Mexicans. You know, I'm just saying.
Yeah, but in a situation like this, and again, it's not a crime. It's just somebody was in the roadway flinging knives around. Obviously, I don't see you holding knives right here like that. We're in a dark hoodie.
Right.
In this general location, airships up there, they say possible suspect. So I just pull over, I talk to you, I'm not seeing any knives, we're having a conversation, and that's it. So I agree with you, it starts at base level, which is...
I wear my hoodie because I don't want to be bothered while I'm jogging.
No, yeah, you don't have to explain to me why you're wearing a hoodie, but I just explain to you, so if something's occurring, a crime or some kind of mental illness...
All right, so you can see we're harassed on all levels. You had Jake that's just trying to make a living, you know, threatened with lynching. Now you got the game, which is a millionaire in this society with fame, and he's being harassed for running down the street trying to be, you know, get some exercise in, right? Which we have no peace. The Edomite, there is no peace with this so-called Caucasian, the red devil the Bible speaks of. All right? Even they'll go in there, they'll humiliate you, they'll put you in jail, and like this guy, they might charge him $2 million just to bond out, you know, and they'll go broke fighting a case that is nothing but build up lies against them. But see, we're separated from these worldly Jake, all right, and we've been pretty much exalted by the name of Yahweh Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, over these heathen. And we tread the heathen down in their bullshit. All right, I'm going to show you an example because I had this just happen to me yesterday, which we live out of town, so we don't go to town much. And every time we go to town, I'm telling you, I could sense the hatred these Caucasians, these red devils, the Edomite have for us. All right, and I had my own little experience around these red devils yesterday. Okay, we went to Walmart, which, you know, I really don't care for Walmart. I worked for Walmart, and it is a racist organization. All right, and I've had just in this one store 2, which this Lord willing is the last time I go for a long time, or if ever until the Lord come back. But 2 experiences in this store. All right. We have 3 of them around, and we don't really have nothing else around but these Walmarts. And at this one, all right, I've had an Edomite like stand upon me while I'm grabbing a case of water. I was getting some sparkling water, and this guy literally walks up on me and stands like almost touching me. So I told him, you know, back the fuck up. And he goes, you want me to call the manager on you? And he's an employee. I'm like, what the fuck? Call a manager. You know, and then he acted like he was ignoring me. And then I said, nah, fuck that. Get the fucking manager over here. Right. And I explained to the manager, this dude's up on my, in my personal space. You know, what the fuck? Has he got a racist problem or what? You know? And so she's like, calm down, sir, calm down. Whatever. I just walked away, got my water. I said, you know, probably ain't nothing going to come out of it. Well, it's been a long time since I've been back, but we went back yesterday just to get some things that we needed. And I had another incident in there where these Edomites were fucking with us. All right. And I recorded it. All right. And she was literally standing at the end of our the vending belt right here. And I already know these Edomites look at us like thieves. They want to cause to, you know, fuck with us. So I do everything I can to avoid that. All right. So like I went to the longer belt. They don't have no employees scanning your stuff no more. So we had about 10 items and I put it on the belt so that they could see my cart was empty. Because I already know these fucking red devils. They're fucking devils. So I just put my shit up there so that they can't say I'm stealing. Right. The bitch is standing at the end of the belt. Now I thought I was recording, but I noticed that I didn't push the right button. So then I looked at my phone and I began to record. And that's when she walked away. But she was standing at the end of our belt the whole time. And I was staring at her like, what the fuck is, you know, what are you doing?
continue.
See right there where the end of the bout was, she was standing there the whole time staring at me. But see, we're not the same as these everyday Jakes. You know, you got these rich Jakes that suck the ass cheek of Esau because they need that money. And you got these low-level Jake that will suck the ass cheek of Esau so that they could keep a job or get a job or, you know, whatever the fuck they're hoping to earn in this world by sucking on the ass of Esau. All right. But the hopeful elect, we ain't that. We're not going to bow down to you. All right. Now, I try to avoid confrontation. You know, I even teach my children when we go to a restaurant, we stack our plates, clean our table, because I want everything they say against us to condemn them. All right. I go out of my way to avoid conflict. All right. And it was just me and my wife. I had no children there. But at this moment, the Lord just put the spirit on me to curse these fucking devils out. And I recorded it, which I curse devils out every fucking day. That's what the Lord put me here to do. Fuck Esau. All right. Fuck them. Fuck their fucking children. Fuck everything about them. All right. Fuck their society. Fuck their hopes. Fuck their dreams. All right. Fuck their successes. Fuck them as a race and their whole entire fucking existence. All right. We have the power to condemn these devils. All right. And that's what these 2/3 don't understand. You heard Chris, that so-called gangster rapper. I can't even remember his name. But he was over there. Oh, we need to come together and try to work things out like a human. You fucking idiot. All right. Now, we have the right to curse these devils out. Fuck them. All right. Isaiah 54, verse 17. No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. So this is why I condemn them. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahweh, the Israelites. Now, the 2/3, they're not part of the heritage because they're trying to cleave on to the wicked and what they got going on. But the hopeful elect, all right, our heritage is to fucking condemn these wicked people. And their righteousness is of me, said Yahweh. Which, you know, I'm not saying I'm strong enough to fight everybody in the world. I'm not saying anything like that, or that I could, you know, even take on a so-called police officer and win. None of that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is our righteousness is of the Lord. So all we got to do is tell the truth, and that fucking eats their fucking, you know, it literally eats them alive. I've seen it many times. All right. I've seen Edomites lose their shit when they hear the truth about the Lord not loving them. And they even make movies about it. There's a movie called Exorcism with the guy from Gladiator. And the whole movie is showing you that he understands that God doesn't love him. All right. The God of the Bible, Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, there's no salvation for him. Right. In that movie, the movie Exorcism, he actually, the whole time, the demon is pretty much putting in his face that he has no salvation. And it terrorizes that Edomite, which I think he's a Jake, but he's playing an Edomite. All right. And that's the righteousness of the Lord, that he hates Esau and loves Jacob. All right. Romans 9, verse 13, as it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated. And that's what I told these people.
So now she walks away. She's over here watching us. There's a guy over there. She ain't watching him. He's over here watching us.
And I was just taking my time watching him. She called this guy, which is supposed to be like a security guard or something. You'll see at the end in the vest. But there's Edomites on the opposite side of us, and she was not watching them at all. I was watching. All right, I'm very observant of what's happening around me, and I pay attention to details and body language. All right, and this woman was oppressing us, and they were trying to persecute us.
which is racial profiling.
See, and I got her attention. When I said racial profiling, she looked at me. She was listening to us, paying attention to our conversation, to what we were doing. And you got these Edomites over there using that far register over there, and she didn't even glance once at them. She didn't stand over there by them to look at what they're doing, right? Well, later on, the man is going to say, this is our job, and we were told to do this. Pretty much they're being guided by their little earpiece, which they have security guards in the watching cameras or managers, and they're looking to fuck with Jake. All right.
Over there, she ain't watching him, but she's over here watching us. Remember, Caucasians stole the land. Caucasians, they stole. I don't steal, so I don't need to be watched. Why don't you scan my groceries for me if you want to stand there and watch me? I didn't steal nothing.
And right here, I pulled my pockets out because I had a job one time make me pull my pockets out. So I did it so on camera they could see that I ain't got nothing in my pockets. All right, showing that, you know, I'm pretty much condemning her. All right.
Oh yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Gestures are more than words.
Now let me pull up that saying. All right, so it says the saying, gestures are more than words, highlights the powerful role of nonverbal communication, particularly body language. How she was at the end of our belt, staring at us, right, damn near next to us in a conversation that was not pertaining to her, right, looking at us, watching us, right, like we're going to steal. But who's the biggest thief? The so-called Caucasian. Who's the biggest murderer? The so-called Caucasian. Who is the biggest thief, lying piece of shit? The so-called Caucasian. All right. And conveying meaning. Her body language was conveying meaning to me that they were watching me. All right. While words are essential for conveying explicit information, gestures and facial expressions and other nonverbal cues often add layers of meaning, right? Just like that rapper, the so-called gangster rapper, the one I just showed you, right? That cop really didn't have to say nothing. He already knew that he was trying to fuck with him, right? And then the cops, oh, no, I'm just doing my job. That's what they try to say here. I'm just doing my job, right? That's what they try to say in all their shit. They murder a whole freaking group of people. I'm just doing my job, right? They steal the land. They steal the people's stuff. Oh, I'm just doing my job. Here in DIA, they said these fucking cops be stealing money off the people at the airport, all right? They're just doing their job. Well, fuck you and fuck your job. Right? And fuck your whole and fucking entire race, you fucking piece of shit. The Lord don't love you. And other verbal cues often add layers of meaning, emotion, and even contradict to or reinforce what is being said verbally. All right?
We're supposed to do.
Then why didn't you watch that other man over there? Or that white woman over there? No, you're lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself, and you're guilty.
And she tried to say she was watching everybody, but she was on our, literally on our eye, on the end of our belt. All right, she didn't move, and she kept locking eyes with me, trying to stare me down, right?
Of racism. Oh, God hates you, man. God hates you. Yeah, you ain't white, you're red.
So she tried to say that she was a so-called white Indian, which you could tell there ain't no fucking salt in this piece of shit, right? She tried to say she was a white Indian, and then I said, God hates you. And she said, why? Because I'm white? Where have they heard that? It's because this truth is touching the four corners of the earth. It's all over the internet. Everybody knows the so-called Caucasian is the red devil the Bible speaks of. And this is why they're trying to run as a fugitive to a new world order, because they're trying to escape the judgment of being an Edomite, because you've been figured out. You're the red devil the Bible speaks of. All right? You're not an Indian. Well, really, you're the Indian. You're a savage, right? You're the You're the black person. You're void of any righteousness. All right? They try to put those names on us like Indian, which means savage, or black, which means void, right? So, or worthless or nothing, right? So that's them. They're the murderer. They're the liar. They're the one the Lord hates. All right? And this is why we're stable, because we know this truth. The truth shall set you free.
White is a light. Look at this guy. He's red. I'm brown.
I've got all my stuff up right here. I'll watch everything.
So he just threatened me. He said, I got all my shit up on the phone, right? You better watch what you say to me. Right? And look at her face. She's smiling and thinking it's funny. Right? Because really, he says that they were told to do this.
Well, you should have her scan our groceries since she's on top of us. That'd make more money for you. Remember, you guys have the record of murder.
And I'm not just standing there for no reason. My wife is taking care of the register behind me as I'm dealing with these people. All right? So I'm not just standing there waiting for them to call the cops and fuck with me. I'm waiting for my wife to finish paying for the groceries so we could leave. I scanned them, and as I was scanning them, I was watching these people. And as you can see their faces, all right, they're not welcoming. They're not friendly. All right, that's the same spirit that was on those devils that were chasing that young man trying to work a job, or that rapper running trying to get a workout in. All right, these devils, the so-called Caucasian is a fucking piece of shit. All right, he's the thief. He's the murderer. He's the liar. And he wants to act like we're going to steal a fucking 99-cent pack of bubblegum or some fucking milk or some fucking, some almond milk or some fucking, fuck these crackers, man.
F lies. You're the guilty ones. Yeah. Yeah. Where's the receipt? Give me it. Look, they're going to harass us over here.
And this guy went over here to go tell like a couple other guys to join in, right? And you can see this young woman back here, this young woman right here. If you watch her, she looks like a Jake, whether she's Asian or Hispanic, because we know a couple people in these stores that are workers here, employees, and we just know them from working in the store. And she looks like she would have been part of like a Mexican culture or an Asian culture, which there's a few Asian people that work or live in this town. And as you can see, she's playing with her hair, which is a body language of being pretty much aroused by what's happening. This is why Isaiah 4:1 is going to take place, because you're going to have women see the strength that is within us by the name of Yahweh Ba'Hasham Yahushai to look at our oppressor to their face and tell them, fuck you, right? Because the Lord don't love you, all right? And the women are going to cleave unto us by that power. Isaiah 4:1, all right? So I'm going to just keep playing it. And you can see he never took his eyes off me. Watch.
They're still watching us. They're still watching us. Let's see if they harass us over here. I know it. I know it. God don't love you. God.
See, and she looked back, and she's looking at him because they're probably fucking with her. Right? These two fucking demons right here are probably messing with this young woman. Right? So you can see the body language of her playing with the hair. Look that up. All right? That's a sign of her seeing power in me condemning them.
I don't love you either. Oh, I don't care what you say, bro.
So this guy comes in and says, you need to be quiet.
You guys are on camera. I'm putting it out on the internet.
And I'm not a liar. I'm putting it on the internet right now to edify the body of the Israelites that believe in Yahweh Ba'Hasham Yahushai. Don't fear these fucking crackers. You tell them. The Lord don't love you. The Lord hates you.
Hey, you're the thief. You stole the land, cracker. Red devil. You're the thief.
Seeing he's going mad, he's getting crazy. Because the truth. Because they are the crackers. The name cracker came from when they used to whip our people with whips that cracked and would tear the flesh. For pleasure, they would do this. Look at the movie The Django, or 20 Years as a Slave. That's why they don't want that name of cracker or that name of being the devil, right? They call themselves white, like she said, white. I'm white. You're not white, bitch. You're a red fucking devil. You're trash. The pig has a better future than you. All right? And so what do? They got to right away call the cops. Why? Because they really hope the cop will murder us. But the cop never came because we're protected by Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. And when they do come, they're going to be told the truth too. It's prophesied that eventually they're going to arrest us and bring us before governors and judges to only be condemned by us in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai through the Holy Spirit.
Murderer! Call the police, scaredy cat! Gotta call the police because you're a bitch.
And that was the end of that. They, like, once again, I could see him on his phone or whatever, but I just drove home. We stopped and even grabbed some food. There ain't no fucking cop came. There's only one way in this town and one way out. All right? So they're going to use threats like that to try to get you. And see how this woman is right here at the end? She's literally at the end of our aisle. And when she see me turn on the video, she turned and ran. All right? All right, so I'm going to go to Psalm. And this happens, quite a bit. Like the last time we went out of town, I went to a hotel. The hotel was paid for and everything like 2 nights ahead because we stood there a couple nights. When we go to check out, this big old fucking fat Edomite bitch tried to say the bill wasn't paid. Oh, I told her, I was like, you're the fucking thief, bitch. Come to find out it was paid. She was just fucking with us. All right? So the Lord, he gives us the strength to condemn them by words, not calling them names such as, but in fact condemning them by what they've done, right? Like calling them a bitch, that really doesn't do nothing. But when you put it in their face that the Lord don't love them, that's what really eats them alive. And I'm going to show you that. Psalm 113:7. Look, I'll start at 4. It says, Yahweh is high above all nations, his glory above the heavens. So he elevates us because he's up. And we exalt him. So his name is going to lift us up. His son's name is going to lift us up. Who is like unto Yahweh our power, who dwelleth on high, which these devils ain't got a prayer in heaven or on earth. Who humbleth himself to behold the things that are in heaven and in the earth. He raiseth up the poor out of the dust, out of the confusion of the earth, and lifteth up the needy out of the dunghill. How? Through his name, that he may set him with princes, even with the princes of his people. He maketh the barren woman to keep house, and to be a joyful mother of children. Praise ye Yahweh. Right? So that's the way of our salvation. The hopeful elect that are being raised up from the dust of the earth, from the dunghill of being a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American Indian in America or in this world. And he lifts you up to play your part in this kingdom of his, which he's making us princes, which we are Yasharallah, the princes of power. All right. And then the women, their place is to come and serve us, bearing children and taking care of our children. All right. This is the way of righteousness. Now, the wicked, they teach the women to go sleep with different men, abort their children, right? All this other bullshit. The men to try to be sodomites or women to be masculine, right? So the Lord ain't with the wicked. He's with the righteous, trying to return to his righteous name. All right. So it says in Isaiah 33, verse 1, it says, woe to thee that spoileth. Who spoileth? The Edomites spoiled the Israelites, and thou was not spoiled, right? They stole this land, and they still, fucking with us. and dealeth treacherously, and they that doubt not treacherously with thee, which he's calling the cops because he's hoping I will lose my life. All right. Which really, there's going to be a day where we hunt them. All right. They're going to be hunted. The Edomite race, they're going to be hunted. We're going to go from fishermen, fishing for the hopeful elect, to hunting the other nations. All right. And we're going to put them in slavery. When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee, which you're about to get fucked up, you Edomite race. Your whole entire fucking race is about to go into slavery under us, the Israelites, and we're going to pay you back for everything. Every vain word you said to us, every thought, every action throughout all your generations. O Yahweh, be gracious unto us, which he instructs us. We have waited for thee. Be thou their arm, Yahushai, every morning. Our salvation, Yahushai, also in the time of trouble. All right? Which really, they're going to come in like a flood on us, and they're going to arrest us and bring us before governors and judges, as it was prophesied. And you're either going to get condemned, right? Which you might be able to put a few of us to death, which were precious. So it's only going to be few, all right? But then you're going to actually see the power. Your kingdom is going to be turned into a lake of fire, and you're going to be enslaved under us. It says, at the noise of a tumult, the people fled. At the lifting up of themselves, the nations were scattered. And your spoils shall be gathered like the gathering of the caterpillar, as the running to and fro of locusts shall he run upon them. Yahweh is exalted by who? His elect. In the name of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahushai, his elect exalt him, for he dwelleth on high. He hath filled Zion with judgment and righteousness, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure. All right. So us in this truth are free from any fear of any condemnation, for there is no condemnation for them that are in Yahushua. Romans 8:1, there is no condemnation. You can't condemn me. Even if you put me in jail, guess what? Yahushua is coming back. He's going to free me. Whether you kill me, if I die, I go right back to the Lord. There is no stopping this truth. All right? In fact, there's only reasons to do more, to push more truth out, push more truth out, push more truth out. All right? It says, there is therefore now no condemnation to them which are in Hamashiach Yahushai, who walk not after the flesh, but after the Spirit. And that's what I did. I told them what the Spirit said. God don't love you, motherfuckers. Now they're going to have to eat that. And every night they're alone and they feel lonely. Guess what? God don't love you. All right. Now it says, for the law of the Spirit of life, which I'm just trying to live, right, and teach the truth, and Hamashiach Yahushai had made me free from the law of sin and death. Now these 2/3, you act out, you get shot by a cop. You act out, and an Edomite pull you in his house and chop you up, right? But the elect, guess what? We're being protected. There's angels that encamp around us, all right? The Lord is going to protect us until that day that it is required of some of us to be sacrificed. Then when that devil touches us, he's going to see true power, all right? It tells you that lightning is going to come out of us, all right? And they know it. They know it. Just like I showed you in Isaiah, which Isaiah 1 is a prophecy about the last days. And what did it say right there? It says, Zion corrupted to be redeemed. See, so it made room for Yahushua to be our Savior. Now I'm going to jump down. It says in verse 26, Isaiah 1 and verse 26, and I will restore thy judges as at the first. And who are we judging? Esau. It tells you that. Obadiah, it's one chapter, verse 21. And saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the Mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be Yahweh's. Now let's go into that word judge. It's shapat. Shapat. See, to judge, govern, vindicate, punish. All right. The vindication is for the Israelites. To clear someone of blame, right? It says to act as lawgiver or judge or governor of God, man. See? So I was telling man and woman that wants to be a man, God don't love you. See? So I'm telling them the truth. I was ruling over them, telling them the judgment, right? To decide controversy of God and man, to execute judgment, discriminating of men, vindicating the Israelites. I said, hey, you're the Edomites, you're the devil. Vindicating, condemning, and punishing. Right now we're condemning. You can't condemn us because the truth sets us free. You're fucking condemned, you fucking red devils. All right? You're condemned and you're going to be punished by us. We're going to pay you back. I already got it in that verse. All right? It's a righteous thing with the Lord to pay you back for troubling us. And that's going to come with Yahushai's return. But he's going to give you to us so we could punish you in Mashapat, in judgment. All right? Mashapayim on your people. All right? So going back to Isaiah 1 and 26, it says, and I will restore thy judges as at the first, and thy counselors as at the beginning. We are the Elohim, the hopeful elect. Afterward thou shalt be called the city of righteousness, the faithful city, which we are New Jerusalem. Zion shall be redeemed with judgment, and her converts with righteousness, and the destruction of the transgressors and of the sinners shall be together, and they that forsake Yahweh shall be consumed by nuclear fire. All right, America is going to be destroyed by nuclear fire. And the wicked and them that do wickedly, even 2/3 of our own people, which they reject the truth, they're going to be destroyed. Like that's his name, the game. The game, for the most part, he's going to be destroyed. He's a sellout, right? And he pushes wickedness to the Israelite through his rap game, all right? But you see, he's selling out his own people, and he's not even accepted by these devils, all right? Bill Cosby, not accepted by these devils. R. Kelly, not accepted by these devils, all right? So you'd be a fool to agree and accept these devils' implantable microchip, the mark of the beast. All right, this movie here is the one I was talking about. Russell Crowe. I thought that was his name. I didn't want to say it without knowing, though. It says The Exorcism, which it shows you how they make the movie Exorcism. And this dude is being vexed that he knows that he pretty much, the Lord don't love him. All right. And pretty much he's a sword in the Lord's hand. All right. And that's what Esau is. The wicked is a sword in the Lord's hand. All right. And he's going to use him, but then he's going to get rid of him. He's a throwaway. All right. Psalm 17, verse, I believe it's the last verse. Nope. Oh, yeah, right here, verse 13. Arise, O Yahweh, disappoint him. Cast him down, deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. The so-called white man is a weapon of mass destruction. All right. And they want to continue forever. But once again, if you watch this movie, they know they're not going to. All right. The demons tell them. All right. Just like Balaam. Right. He was told to bless the Israelites, but he can't bless us because he's a weapon of mass destruction against us. He curses us, even though he knows he's supposed to bless us. You see? And that's really why they hate us. Like the brother said in that video, the blessing is what they hate. Right here. And Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherewith his father blessed him. All right? And this is why Cain killed Abel. And that's why Esau was trying to murder Jacob. And this is why these Edomites are going to come down with great wrath, knowing that they have but a short time. Revelation 12 and 12. And we're almost there. I'm telling you, I could see the difference. Every time I go to town, which it's like every 2 weeks, right? Or every week, right? Because it's quite a drive for us to go actually to the city in any direction. All right. It's a spirit of division, vexation. All right. Everybody's depressed and angry. All right. They don't know who to trust. Right. So it says in Revelation 12 and 12, therefore rejoice ye heavens and ye that dwell in them, which is dealing with us. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, the so-called white man is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time, because the truth is coming out, the Lord don't love him. All right? So it says in verse 10, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power. Our power is Yahweh, and his kingdom is the Israelites, and the power of his anointed, which starts with Yahushai, our head, and we are the body of Yahushai. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down. See, they accuse us of stealing. They accuse us of lying. They accuse us of all this shit. Even in Chicago, they're saying 50 people get murdered. Oh, it must have been a so-called black man. When in fact, these cops, all right, they murdered Jake like this, every day, right? They'll pay money to go into Chicago and spray a group of 40 Jake at a McDonald's and just drive away. And they say, oh, we can't locate the shooter. But you got thousands of cameras. So really, they're the liar. They're the thief. They're the murderer. All right. And they're going to have to answer for it. For the Lord knows. It says, which accuse them before all power day and night. And that's what they do. They'll get on the internet. They'll get on television. And they'll condemn us. They'll get one guy that was caught in a burglary and try to condemn the whole race. They'll try to say that we're violent, right? That we're dangerous people. But in fact, who got the earth with the sword but the so-called white man? Who drops missiles on nations? Who starves children? It says, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. And they loved not their lives unto the death, which even if we die, we go right to the Lord. So we're not losing in death is gain. All right. Now, we don't have a spirit to want to die. We have a spirit to want to live. All right. But if we have to die for this truth, the elect that are ordained to die, it ain't no problem. It ain't no thing. All right. But a chicken wing. Now, going to Michael, I wanted to get this part because the Lord told us how to condemn these devils. That's why I actually got the idea of telling them that the Lord don't love them. All right. And it confirmed it with that movie, Exorcism. It says in Jude 1 verse 9, which is a true story. The exorcism is a true story. And when you go back to it, it was on a military base. And what was happening was these devils are messing with spirits, right? Trying to get power, all right, to weaponize against the Israelites. And their people are becoming possessed to the point where they had to contact the Roman Catholic Church, the Vatican, so that they could get priests over there to try to do exorcism on the families of the military that were living on the base where they were doing witchcraft, trying to get power. All right, look it up. That was a military base, and even in the movie productions, that's government. And that's what that movie Exorcism is. It's a movie about making the movie Exorcist. All right, which you can look it up. The government is very involved in these movies. All right, and they just like the CERN, they're trying to look to these spirits to get power, but the spirits condemn them because the power is with us. And you got to be sure of that. You got to be sure of knowing that the power is with us. It says in Jude 1 verse 9, yet Michael the archangel, which Michael means like God, when contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moses. The body of Moses is talking about the elect in this generation. Durst not bring against him a railing accusation, a lie, trying to accuse him, but said the Lord rebuked thee. That's what cuts him to the fucking soul, is that the Lord don't love him. He created them to destroy them. That's the truth. The Lord created them to destroy them. Romans 9, verse, let me see here, verse 20. Nay, but, O man, who art thou that replieth against our power? Shall the thing formed say to him that formed it, why hast thou made me thus? Which that's what they're going to think. Why did the Lord create me then? Why? Or even Jake thinks that. What about the so-called white man? It says, had not the potter power over the clay of the same lump out of one man to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? But he created this earth to fulfill his will. Romans 9 verse 11, for the sons Esau and Jacob, the forefathers of the so-called white race, Esau, Edom, and the forefather of the Israelite race, Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel. The Israelites today are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, all right, which are being persecuted by the descendants of Edom, the so-called white race. It says, for the sons being not yet born, neither having done any good or evil, that the purpose of all power according to election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. It was said unto her, to their mother, the elders shall serve the younger. The Edomite is going into slavery under the Israelite. All right? And then it says in verse 22, what if our power, willing to show his wrath and to make his power known, endured with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction, and that he might make known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which we're going to receive mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory. See? So they know. These Edomites, they know. That's why they're fucking making bunkers. That's why they're building robots to try to fight us. Because they know Zion was corrupted to be redeemed by Yahweh's son, Yahweh Shai. All right? And it was really Yahweh's plan. It says in John 15 and 1, I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Verse 3, now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. Abide in me, and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself, except it abide in the vine. No more can ye, except ye abide in me. Which he has the title of being the word of Yahweh. Revelation 19 and 11, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. He's coming on a chariot from heaven with the host of heaven. And he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and in righteousness he judge and make war. So he's going to judge this world and destroy the wicked and them that do wickedly. Verse 13, and he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, which just says, it tells you that he's going to destroy many in the scriptures, and his name is called the Word of Yahweh, which the title of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, is that he is the word of the Father. He fulfills it. Matthew 5, verse 17, think not that I am come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. Fulfill what? The prophecies. And we're prophesying by the word of Yahweh. All right? So they can't condemn us. All right? We condemn them. Now, I wanted one more of those with this. All right. It says Psalm 44, verse 5. Through thee will I push down our enemies. Through thy name will we tread them under that rise up against us. So all we gotta do is tell the truth, and the truth shall set us free. All right? We don't have to be afraid of these Edomites and their vain imagination. And in fact, let me get that since I said that. See, they say words against us, they'll end up hanging from a tree. They'll end up being electrocuted. They'll end up getting shot by the cop. They'll end up losing their wife will divorce them and destroy their lives. Their kids will get sick and die, right? The Lord is with us, all right? He's not with them. They don't have a prayer in heaven or on earth against us. 2nd Ezra 15 and verse 3. Fear not the imaginations against thee. Now they may want to do these things, and they do. I'm telling you, they do want to murder you. They do want to molest you. They do want to lie to you. They do want to rob you. But we don't have to fear, all right? Fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. It says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world. The sword, which is that so-called white man, the wicked, which who's controlling him? The Lord. Famine, death, and destruction. This is the future of the Edomite. Famine, death, and destruction here in America, and really throughout the world. And eventually their future is going to be this. For 1,000 years, we're going to starve them. We're going to put them to death. And eventually, they're going to be made extinct. All right? And there's nothing they could do Nothing they could do about it. Nothing. Nothing. In fact, they're going to speed it up. It says in verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword, the so-called white man, the wicked, the red devil the Bible speaks of, and their destruction draweth nigh. Nuclear destruction is prophesied for their kingdom. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Look at this BlackRock CEO. That woman was put to sleep, right? This lawmaker that was set on fire in his office. These are spirits of vengeance. These are spirits of vengeance that the Lord is sending upon the wicked, all right, and them that do wickedly. 39, it says, Ecclesiasticus 39 verse 28, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. See? So even Edom is a spirit of vengeance, all right, but the Lord is going to avenge us on Edom, all right, because the Lord have washed us by the word and anointed us by his blood so that we could tell the truth. He's preserving us for our answer to wicked men so that we could glorify the name of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. Shalom to the elect Wa'abababal.